welcome to the Ventura Center for Spiritual Living. I am Bonnie Rose. Thank you, Lita, for singing for us and with us. Yay, Lita. Thank you. It's great to see you all here this morning, and also a welcome to our folks that are viewing online. Let me start by just a few announcements, by giving just a few announcements here. Let's see, anything I'm going to say is going to be on the website, www.venturacsl.org. And you can also sign up for our weekly newsletter, either on the website or at the desk out there in that room over there. We have a flower dedication. Yay, let us see who it is for. Aha, to Kevin. You are the love of my life. Susan Burrell, yay! Woo-hoo! Thank you. So sweet. Everybody go, aww. Thank you. Well, that made my day. I'm good. I'm good to go. That's great. Thank you. So the choir is singing today, and if you'd like to join the choir, yay for the choir, right? Okay, good. If you'd like to join the choir, they rehearse most Sundays from 11:30 to 12:30. Everybody is welcome, and the choir is just such a fun experience. I always enjoy when I get to sing with them, and you will too. So if you have any interest in singing, go on down and join the choir. If you'd like to serve in any capacity whatsoever, please contact Ms. Bernie Austin, who is over there, our volunteer coordinator. Let's say yay for Bernie too. Yay! Okay. Oh, goodness. And when we have the annual meeting today after the service, and you'll see that there's a slideshow. Not everybody is in it, unfortunately. We get photos from the congregation, and we put them in a slideshow. So if you are a photographer and you'd like to take some photos of people looking happy and having a good time, preferably with their permission, go ahead and take the photos and then send them to the office at church. Oh, again? Let's give a round of applause for Brian Ehler and his creativity. Yeah. Oh, goodness. Okay, I'm really loving my job today. I don't know why, it's just super fun. Okay, so science and spirituality. We have a group that meets the third Wednesday. This month, it's February 19th, and the book is You Are the Placebo by Joe Dispenza. That's all I've got for now. So let's go ahead and start anchoring in prayer with our practitioner, Ms. Kim Bryson. Yay! What? Oh, I forgot about you. Sorry. Never mind. Okay. Come on in. Yeah. You know, may I have a moment, please? All morning long, I was affirming, God is my source of ease and grace. I worry about nothing. God is my certainty. And a little voice in my head was saying, you're going to mess it up. But isn't it beautiful to know that even when we mess it up, it's an opportunity for joy, right? Joy and patience. Thank you for your patience, sir. And so it is.
Good morning.
Good morning.
The children like to help me out today? Oh, I got some.
Yay!
Woohoo!
Yay! Hi, kiddos. Yay!
Everybody? All right. So I'm Bill Hadris with Youth and Family. I want to talk a little bit about light energy today. So I think if y'all remember, a few months ago, I did my presentation in Children's Message on Light. Everybody remembers that one?
Totally.
Perfect. So, well, we'll go a little deeper. So, incandescence is light energy produced by heat. We also have luminescence, which is light energy produced when electrons inside a chemical move around. So, when thinking about that, have any of you ever had a burst of energy?
Can you make them sparkle? What was the question?
Have any of you ever had a burst of energy?
Yes.
Can anybody think of it? Would any of you like to tell me about it? How did it feel? What did it look like? Anyone?
May I just point out that Kaya here has sparkly shoes. When she stamps her foot, they sparkle. Yeah, it's awesome. Good
Energy in her walk.
That's right.
Awesome.
Lots of candy.
So, I'd like you all to think about your last burst of energy and what it felt like. Know the color of luminescence depends on the metal or metals in the chemical compounds. When it lights up, it's the color it glows. Kind of like us, that feeling inside, whether it's fear, anger, joy, peace, worry, that determines the kind of energy we release as well. There is an energy, it's spiritual energy, that permeates all things, including you and me. Our thoughts and feelings, just like the metals, can determine what we and others see and experience. And this energy is most powerful when we listen to it, because its whispers light or guide our way. I invite you all to repeat after me. My luminescence shines bright.
My luminescence shines bright.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Thank you.
You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. See you later, sweetheart. I hold you in my heart. Thank you. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. So it is. I know. Let's have a prayer from Kim Bryson, our practitioner.
All our practitioners and our ministers will stand. I ask you to close your eyes and turn within. And simply knowing with me that God is in the house and showing up as each of us in our flawed, perfectly imperfect, beautiful selves. I'm simply knowing today that this service is divinely guided and blessed as we simply lay our consciousness in the presence and the work of healing and guidance at the highest level. As Reverend Bonnie's words inspire us to move through the world, seeing through the eyes of love, moving with courage, clarity, and compassion through this messy, beautiful, amazing, crazy world that we live in. Simply knowing that maybe all ours is to do is to bring peace, loving grace, and compassionate understanding to our little corner of the world. Knowing that that grace spreads across the planet, fills every nook and cranny, and lifts us to a higher calling, to our better selves, to the higher angels within us. Recognizing that there is no out there is no other, there's only this splendid, beautiful, gracious, amazing, crazy, messy moment that we find ourselves in. So knowing that there is no circumstance or condition that is greater than God, I simply turn this knowing over into the goodness, the kindness, the loving presence of the law, knowing that we are all blessed. And I simply say, and so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Kim. And so let us breathe together as one, breathing in and out, allowing ourselves to be still and know, trusting ourselves to be that place, that power, that presence, the oneness, the grace, the goodness of God. And as we breathe in and breathe out, we remember who we are. We remember the I am presence that lives and moves and has its perfect being within each of us. How good it is to know that the I am is yet another name for the divine, for love, for peace, for what she just said, for joy, for everything, for the oneness. Christ, another name for everything. Love, another name for the divine. The I am is. And so in this place of the I am-ness of our being, let us sing together, I am remembering who I am, trusting and knowing that we sing this for ourselves, but because there is only one of us here, as we sing for ourselves, we sing for all beings everywhere. And as we sing for all beings everywhere, we sing for ourselves. Together we join in the universe, the one verse, the one song of the cosmos, as we sing together, I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering. I am remembering. I am remembering who I am. I am love. I am remembering who I am. I am peace. I am remembering. I am joy. I am remembering. I am remembering who I am. Compassion. I am remembering who I am. Power. I am remembering grace. I am remembering. I am abundance. I am remembering who I am. I am kindness. I am remembering who I am. Generosity. I am remembering. I am remembering. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. In the center of this divine remembrance, let us relax, let go, breathe in deeply, and then exhale, gently opening our eyes in love, as love, in service to what is, as it is. And so it is. Namaste. Okay. Okay. You know, you guys, that was awesome, right? Choir? Oh, so beautiful. Really beautiful. So, so today I'm speaking with a special guest who's going to teach us about leading as light, and it's Reverend Susan Burrell. But before that, I'm going to start with a quote. This was brought to my attention the other day, and it's from a graduation, a commencement address given by Howard Thurman at Spelman College. And Howard Thurman wrote, "There is in you something that waits and listens for the sound of the genuine in yourself. How does the sound of the genuine come through to you?" And so that's a question that we're holding today is, what is mine to do in these times? What is the sound of the genuine that's coming forth through me, to me, in me, that I can share with the world? What is my part to play in the unfoldment of goodness? And how can I be a leader that leads with light in my own life and in the life of the planet? So to that end, we invited Susan Burrell to come and speak with us. Susan is an intuitive healer, a spiritual guide, a podcaster, a teacher, and an author. And I have to say, a dedicated member of the center for many years and one of my dear friends. We can clap in just a minute, okay? I see people are like wanting to clap because I want to say some more good stuff about Susan first, okay? So Susan is passionate about supporting people in changing their lives from the inside out. She loves helping people weed out the thoughts and beliefs that no longer serve them. There she is. There's Susan Burrell. Beautiful picture, right? Yeah. She loves helping people, and she helps people move into a life that is filled with divine empowerment. She's currently getting ready to teach a class at our center in a week or so. And so I'm inviting Susan Burrell to come to the stage, and now let's give her a warm round of applause. It's good to see you, Cutie Pie. Have a seat. Thank you.
I didn't bring any Kleenex with me, Bonnie, so I hope you don't make me cry.
We're in trouble. Well,
9 times out of 10 when I stand up here, I feel overwhelmed with love and joy and
yes,
start
right?
crying.
You've always got this thing, right?
Yeah, that'll work.
That'll work, right? Okay. Sorry, that was probably very sacrilegious, but anyway, there we go. All right. So, Susan, your class is, Are You a Light Leader? Oh, thank you, Deborah. Oh, see, I got to tell you, I'm loving the feel of this service today. There's a lot of community participation, let's put it that way. Thank you. So, tell us, what is a light leader?
Okay, well, I'm still learning what a light leader is. Because when lockdown happened, and you were saying what's ours to do now, I was in meditation asking, what's mine to do? And I kept hearing, activate the light. And I didn't understand what that was. And then I heard, activate light leaders. So as I've been investigating that within myself, what I'm discovering is that, and this is going to be the third class that I've created about being a light leader. What I'm discovering is that light leaders are people that lead from light and love from within, but they also are committed to having an ongoing, daily, spiritual practice of clearing what's stuck within them. You know, like if something's going on well, I'll talk about me. If something's going on in my life, the first thing I do every morning in my spiritual practice is I cry a bunch of Kleenex, and then I look at what might be stuck, what's keeping me from living my life fully, or what's keeping me separate from someone else, and is that judgment, anger, pointing the finger. And what I've realized, this class is called Soul Growth, and the reason for that, everybody, is we're here to just grow our souls and evolve all the time. But in this, like Kim mentioned in her invocation, it's a crazy time.
Yes.
And what I'm recognizing is the thing within me, the thing out there that I keep going, meh, 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 judging, is really the thing within me. And so where are those kernels in me that I'm dissing, that I judge, I don't like, and how can I then either let it go or integrate it, you know? And so there'll be also some shadow work to do. But that integration piece I'm finding, because I have a hard time letting go,
Yeah,
surrendering.
I feel you. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that's challenging. But if I can integrate, if I can become consciously aware of that component in me that causes me to judge myself, then my judgment externally is less, and then I can be more love, more accepting, more light. And that to me is what a light leader is, somebody who investigates their consciousness, raises their frequency to a high frequency of love as much as possible.
Yeah. So let's get back to that judgment piece, because I really want to break that down a little bit so that it's completely understandable for all of us, well, me. And so what you're saying is that if I'm judging somebody out there, let's say I'm judging somebody for being, well, I was going to say for being judgmental, but that kind of answers the question. Let's say I'm judging somebody for, say, being dishonest. How's that?
Yeah.
Somebody for being dishonest. So you're saying that I need to look within myself and look at the places where I'm dishonest, or look at my resistance to dishonesty, or what exactly?
Well, it could be both,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Resisting the dishonesty I see out there, which just creates more mishigosh inside,
I know,
right?
I know,
Just more
yeah.
crazy making.
Yeah.
But the dishonesty, like within ourselves, could be where I'm not facing the truth that I really need to not have that cookie.
Yeah,
You know, where I might be lying to myself
yeah,
or not telling the truth.
yeah, yeah, been there. But the other dishonesty that comes to mind too is that we're constantly rejecting the honesty of our oneness, of our universal
Yes.
oneness, you know, and making exceptions for that. So that person's really bad, so I don't have to send them metta, loving kindness, compassion, whatever. That,
But those people over there I like a lot.
yeah,
so
yeah.
I'll just,
We just do the easy ones.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'll just go all over them.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
Right.
no, it is. That,
Yeah.
that is part of the judgment or the dishonesty within ourselves, is that we really are all one.
Yeah.
And so those that we like and those that we don't like, we're still one. And so it's loving all of it.
Yeah, Yeah.
loving all of it. And I got to tell you, that's really uncomfortable.
It is really hard. It's so hard. But I don't want to affirm that it's hard because maybe it's easier than we're making it. Ooh, okay. So, anyway, but back to that thing again. How does one overcome the temptation when it seems like the whole world is in this joint conspiracy? And it's not only American politics or American structures or whatever, it's all over the world. I have connections all over the world. And if I start whining about the U.S., people are like, yeah, you should see what my country's doing. So how do we overcome that conspiracy of being divided and being in a constant state of outrage? What do you recommend?
Moving to another planet? No.
Yeah.
This is where our soul has really got to grow.
Yeah.
Where our consciousness has to really grow and expand and rise up. And it is a daily practice, I'm taking a class with Linda about Dharma, and Dharma, your sacred duty is a daily practice. And when you become really disciplined about it, then that's when you gain momentum and things change. So how do we come together as one? I think it's important to really recognize when we're triggered by that outer thing, the other person thing, that instead of going down the rabbit hole of all, so I'm watching my words now. I'm really
Yeah.
trying, I
Yeah.
always try to watch my words, and I have a bad mouth. But I'm really watching when I want to condemn or, just go down that river of yuck.
Yeah.
And try and back off and observe. And just observe. So I have to start with me because it all starts with us,
Yeah.
right? And so I have to start, where am I feeling disassociated or separate from? And the separateness isn't necessarily the person out there. It's my separation from my inner connection or conduit to source energy. And if I'm separate, if I'm not doing my daily dedicated practice of connecting to that source within me that is love, that is light, then that's when the separation shows out in the outer world for me.
So
Did I answer that question?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, because I'm gonna tag on.
Okay.
Okay. So if you're connecting to your source energy, the world not only looks different, but it also starts to change externally, because reality is perception primarily. Yeah. And I guess my next question for you is, because there are times when we're called to take action against something that seems unjust, right? But does doing it from a spirit of condemnation and rage and hatred ever help? Okay.
I think we saw that. We've seen that over and over
Yeah.
in our country's history with protests. And, now sometimes we're just reading about Susan B. Anthony in this book that Linda gave us. And sometimes there is action that has to be taken because the people that you are wanting to bring into your agreement or into your consensus don't even understand what it is you're talking about, right? So then there's action that has to be taken so that they can begin to comprehend. And then again, I bring it back to me. What is it I'm not comprehending
Right.
about the other? But so this is where my dilemma is, Bonnie, because my go-to of action is prayer.
Ah, nice.
My
Yeah.
go-to of action is affirming absolutely that we are all one. That's why I'm a science, now I'm going to cry. That's why I'm a Science of Mind minister, practitioner. I practice this because holding up signs and walking on a street and saying they're bad, 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 it doesn't get you anything. It doesn't, all it does is it causes a riff. I know I see that when I drive by a Planned Parenthood place and there's the people with the signs, and there's a part of me that wants to get out and tell them what I think. But what I do is I just bless and I drop into prayer that there is something that they don't understand or
Yeah.
I don't understand. And the wholeness that is everything, the oneness that is everything, knows more than what I'm seeing.
Yeah. May I repeat that? The
Yes.
oneness that knows and sees everything knows more than we are as individuals that we're seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that came out a little fragmented. The oneness that knows everything sees more than we as individuals can see.
Yeah, that's the
Right?
macrocosm.
Yeah, the macrocosm. Do you want to hear my go-to for
Yeah,
action?
yeah.
You guys all know it. It's small acts of kindness. Small acts of kindness, trusting the ripples and counting the ripples and seeing how the ripples bless the entire world. Because there are stories that people have told me. See a person over there that's told me about groceries. I don't have permission to share this, but may I? Somebody years ago, 30, 20 years ago, 1980. Wow, that's a long time ago. How old are we? Yeah, back in the disco years, right? Mari was standing there in the grocery line with big hair, probably, and and two young children having a horrible day, and she had a bunch of groceries, and somebody let her go in front of them. And how many years later, she's still talking about it, and what a difference it made in her life. And not only that, she's doing it for others. And recently, she told a story in class about somebody who did it, who she let go in front of her in class, and he was just out of a juvenile detention center or something, and it made a huge difference in his life. But it started in 1980 when she was standing in line at a grocery store. So it's so much more powerful than we know, right? I'm so glad you have those Kleenex up here. Yeah.
Just going to hand you one.
Yeah, it's so much more powerful than we know. This consciousness of praying and seeing the oneness on the inside, but also doing the outer work of small acts of kindness. It's so much more powerful than we know. And the whole world is set up to underestimate that because the world seems to have this investment in keeping us divided. But what if we can rise above that with our inner work and our outer work, right?
Yeah. And part of the ripple, the acts of kindness radiating out, is part of a vibration, right?
Yes.
A ripple is a vibration.
Yes.
And so when we are consciously tuning within ourselves, tuning in and tuning up to a high frequency, a high vibration of love, then all you have to do is just show up, because that love is rippling out, that love is vibrating out, and it is helping to attract or clear or integrate whatever is needed for all the people that you just pass by, right? Like Mari's experience.
Right. Anybody that we encounter.
Yeah,
We can-
exactly.
We can be a blessing to anybody that we encounter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Without a lot of effort.
Yeah.
Well, the effort is, to make sure that you're doing your morning practice.
To force yourself to do it even when you don't
Yeah,
want to. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it is challenging, right? It's challenging to turn to love and peace and inner kindness when there's a lot of noise that says you shouldn't do that, right? Or
yeah.
you don't want to.
Right, a lot of noise that well, for me, I'm reaction oriented,
Yeah.
and being a redhead, I just react. And then I think about it. So
Yeah.
watching that reaction and going, this is not helping the world.
Right, watching the reactivity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to throw up that quote from Gary Simmons that you
yeah.
put up there, because this pertains to what we're saying. This is paraphrased from Gary Simmons, who is a current or former Unity minister, who wrote a book called The Eye of the Storm, meaning the I, not the I, but the I am of the storm, being that place of peace in the midst of a storm. And he wrote, "Find a place of dynamic neutrality in the face of competing tensions or mutually exclusive positions." I'm going to read that one more time. Find a place of dynamic neutrality in the face of competing tensions or mutually exclusive positions.
That's heavy, huh?
How do we do that? Can you say something about that?
Well, yeah, because the thing about this quote that caught me was dynamic neutrality. Now, to me, neutrality feels kind of passive or, but dynamic is like, wow. And part of my practice is recognizing that spirit is dynamic. It is constantly moving, constantly flowing, constantly changing. So how do I, this is my current practice, how do I live in a space of dynamic neutrality, allowing the flow of source to continue to move through me, change me, lift me up, and remaining peaceful, neutral, kind of in balance.
Yes.
So that to me is a paradox. Is that
Yes.
a paradox?
I think so. Yes, yes.
A pair of decks?
Right. Yeah. So staying in that place, I love the recognition that neutrality is not necessarily passive. I suppose it can be, but that finding a dynamism, a vibrational energy within
Yeah.
the neutrality. You know, and it reminds me, again, a bit of this Howard Thurman quote. And, you know, Howard Thurman was Martin Luther King's mentor and a great voice for civil rights in America. So if anybody could have been in a fit of outrage and hatred, it could have been him at the time that he lived. He was also a friend of Gandhi's, who was another example of dynamic neutrality, doing great work with a peaceful intention. But the idea that dynamic neutrality allows, not only does it allow the sound of the genuine, our genuine expression to come in, it also allows the genuine expression of who we are and what light we can bring to the world to ripple from us. So there's an Emma Curtis Hopkins quote. I'm going to paraphrase it badly, I'm sure, but I am here to do what is supposed to be done through me.
Yes.
Every single person here has a role in the evolution of humanity and humankind, and we are here to do what is supposed to be done for us, through us, for us, and for the world, but we have to be in a place to be receptive to it,
Yes.
because we spend a lot of time shutting it out, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
Binge watching Netflix
Oh,
and
God.
stuff. Yeah.
Oh, busted. Yeah, yeah. But not only that, but the chatter in the head about everything's wrong, everything's going badly, there's no hope, blah, 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 all that stuff that we do. And, you know, I've been reading a lot about neuroscience lately because of my situation at home with my husband, who's not here today, by the way. He's fine. It's a long day for me, and he just couldn't be here today. But he's had a brain injury, and I'm working on healing that with him. But reading about how the parasympathetic nervous system, or the sympathetic nervous system, sorry, the fight or flight or freeze nervous system is active all the time. It's constantly looking for threats, and how we have to actually, because of the way we're made and the way that we're wired, we have to actually do some work to overcome its response that sends our whole system into a state of either attack or fear or running away or freezing and saying it's all hopeless. We have to actively do the work of moving into this place of dynamic neutrality,
Yeah.
where we stimulate the other side of that nervous system, the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the rest and digest nervous system, which allows us to relax and have greater access to bypass the place where we automatically go and go to our deepest hearts and soul's desires. Talk about soul growth and being a light leader, right?
Exactly,
Yes.
exactly.
It's neurological. It's biological.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that also that piece is what you just said is if we can be in this dynamic neutrality, then it gives us the space to really broaden our perspective.
Yes.
Right? We started with perspective.
Right.
Broaden the perspective and then be able to see a greater good, see a higher good that's occurring in all the chaos and whatever.
Yes.
And allow that higher good, again, it's source, the oneness knows more than we know. But if we can see it or trust it, you know, trust is not necessarily my go-to at the beginning.
Yeah.
I do the running around stuff first. But trust that that greater good is really unfolding, even though it looks like chaos and hopelessness or helplessness or whatever. That is also part of what that neutrality can bring.
Right.
us.
Right. I appreciate that you sort of froze up a bit on the word trust, because that's not my favorite thing in the world either. Can you say a
Yeah.
little bit more about trust? How is it you
Oh
say
my
it?
God,
Yeah.
you're
I'm sorry.
sticking me to the wall.
I
thing.
know, sorry. I've totally gone off script here. Sorry
That's
about
okay.
that. Yeah.
So I am always, I'm still working on trust, and I have to bring myself to say it's okay. It's all going to be okay. And trusting, which is why I think my spiritual practice, I'm so dedicated, because I want to be able to trust that I'm safe, trust that I'm loved, trust that I am seen and heard, and trust that my acts of kindness and compassion do make a difference. And so for me, trusting is also, I have to surrender. I have to surrender and trust that source energy, the oneness, the unknown, trusting the unknown, the thing I cannot see, is still active and working for the good of all. I didn't know.
No, I get it. I get it. Are you certain? Are you certain in God? Do you have faith in God?
Oh,
I suddenly just turned into a Baptist preacher. Do you have faith, little
I
girl?
know.
Yeah.
I felt it.
Yeah.
I am, for some reason, I was never raised in a formal religion of any kind. And for me, that was a big, good thing because I don't have blocks to that. I've always been certain that there is something more than me, that there is something good out there, that there is something that is orchestrating all of life. Now, but then you brought in the faith word. and
sorry,
the
okay.
faith word trips me too because
Yeah.
I guess trusting that there is source, there is good, there is God is really what the faith is.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I've always done that. I remember talking to a friend in the 80s and I was like on fire about this certainty that there is something here that I can't see, touch, or feel, but it is running through me. And she goes, "How do you know?" I said, "I don't know how I know. I just know."
Yeah.
And that's certainty.
That is certainty, and you know, a lot of I'm gonna share about myself for just a minute. Not like I haven't been, but a lot of my struggle recently because my life has fallen apart a bit, and life is challenging for all of us right now. And it's this thing I keep talking about: stinking impermanence, right? Stupid stinking impermanence. But as I've been doing my spiritual work, I'm recognizing that I'm always saying, oh, life is uncertain, that's what makes it hard. It also is what makes it beautiful, by the way, but it makes it hard. But then I get to the place of saying, there is a good for me and I ought to have it, I get to have it, I am encouraged to have it. My good is certainty, certainty in God's power, and my good is my certainty, and certainty is my God. Now, it's not certainty in my way. It's certainty in this higher power, in
Yeah.
this higher energy that knows so much more than this little kitten here knows, you know?
Yep.
And that has been powerful for me, and it sounds like it's powerful for you as well.
Yep,
And
yeah.
for a long time, it's been powerful for you.
Yeah. A girlfriend that when she gets uncomfortable, she says, "I squirm like a worm on a hook," and that's how I feel sometimes. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, I get it, but really, do we have to go through this part?
Yeah, certainty. Certainty in the divine urge to create through each of us. I'm going to put you on the spot one more time.
Okay.
Are you a gift?
I am a gift.
Are you a gift to the world?
I am a gift to the world. Everybody say it with me. I am a gift to the world.
Are you a gift to yourself?
I am a gift to myself.
Everybody, I am a gift to myself. And I think my point in saying that is, first of all, for us to acknowledge what a gift Susan is to all of us, but also for all of us to know that there is a good for us that it longs to express through us, and that good is our gift not only to ourselves, but to the entire world. We spend so much time thinking about what is wrong with the world, and that ripples into thinking about what is wrong with us, right? But really, the truth, the higher truth, that in which I have certainty, is that each of us sitting here today is a gift to the world. Each of us. To help people discover that, would you like to say a few words about your upcoming class?
So, Are You a Light Leader Soul Growth Workshop? It starts Monday the 24th through the 28th. It's in the evenings on Zoom, 6:30 to 8. It is a 5-day in a row workshop, and I build these workshops that way so that we get down and dirty the first day, and we clear a bunch of stuff. And then what the flotsam is, after we've done that, we get to resolve or discard and feng shui it. And then we move into another elevated but deeper connection to source, and how can we bring that out into the world. So there's lots of experientials that I pepper through this entire thing. We're going to work on judgment and criticism, inner and outer. We're going to work on self-worth. We're going to work on connecting to a higher frequency of love and light. And we're going to work on discerning for ourselves individually, how can I lead from that light, that love, even if it's just in my family of origin, how can I lead now, because that's the action piece, leading from that, and however you feel you're called to do. So it's a pretty profound class. I got to tell you, it's working me right now. I mean, it's been
Good.
working me as I'm writing it.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Oh, that sounds so wonderful. Anything else you want us to know in general?
No, the thing I do want you all to know is now I'm going to need this darn
There you go.
Kleenex.
Yeah, that's okay.
I am just deeply grateful to come home here
Oh, shut up. Thank you.
every Sunday.
Yeah. Thank you.
Because this is the community I enjoy being with and playing with and learning with and just connecting with. And it's such a great, beautiful, dynamic group of people. And I just thank you so much for allowing space for me to be here and be with you all. So thank you.
Thank you, Susan. I'm going to close with one. Oh, let's give it. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. And this is not only applause for Susan, but also for everybody sitting here today, because I too am so grateful for all of you. I'm going to close with another Howard Thurman quote. I am secure because I hear the sound of the genuine in myself, and having learned to listen to that, I can hear the sound of the genuine in you. And the wall that separates and divides will disappear, and we will become one, because the sound of the genuine makes the same music. And so it is. Let's give Susan some more love.
Thank
Thanks, Monica. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. All right, we'll do a prayer. And so turning within, let us breathe deeply together and just embody the wisdom that has been shared. Not only the wisdom that has been shared from the stage, but the wisdom that has been awakened in each of our hearts. Knowing that the wisdom in your heart is the wisdom in my heart, and the wisdom in my heart is the wisdom in your heart. And collectively, we create this center of wisdom and love and kindness as we sit here together in this sacred space, made sacred through our intention to be here, to do the good work, to work on ourselves, and to work on our capacity to show up as love and light in the world. And so from this place, I know that there is truly only one life. That life is the vibrational energy of love and light. It is God's energy. It is the energy of the divine. It is peace. It is wholeness. It is healing. And it is seeking expression through each of us. And so today we open the doors of our hearts and our minds and our beings, and we allow that expression to pour through in unique and wonderful ways. And knowing that as we allow our uniqueness, we allow the uniqueness of others, and we see that it is all one. Underneath any appearance of separation, there is this oneness that we bless with joy and peace and compassion and deep, deep, profound understanding. And so I know that today lives have been touched in a very personal and individual level, and that this personal consumption of lives into the one blesses the entire cosmos. We do the work that sets us all free, all of us, all beings everywhere. And so I'm grateful. I'm so grateful to know this truth, to be part of this community, to sit in this energy of loving kindness, and to be the place where Spirit shows up, where we see Spirit showing up, so that we may see Spirit in all things. Together we move from a place of gratitude into a place of release, where we bless this teaching and bless all paths to God: churches, synagogues, temples, mosques, ashrams, fundamentalists, atheists, gurdwaras, agnostics, all paths to greater light and love. We bless the darkness, we bless the light, we bless everything, for everything is God, is the one, is the power, the presence, the goodness, the joy. And so I'm grateful, so grateful for this time together, and with a heart that is filled with gratitude, I say thank you, Spirit, thank you, love, and I release these words into the dynamic law of the mystery of mind. Together we say, and so it is.
Hi, Lonnie. Thank Thank you, Bonnie and Susan. I have to say, I just love the interviews.
Oh, thank you.
It's just such a wonderful opportunity to not only learn spiritually, but to get to know our beautiful members. And Susan is definitely a beautiful light. And I was, in this progression of my time here at the church, I remember like people would talk about a spiritual practice, and it was like, what does that look like? How do I do it? How do I do it well? And I just want to share, like, you're doing a spiritual practice, you're here today, and that each time that you show up in community and that you extend a welcome or a hug or a loving kindness to someone or yourself, that's your spiritual practice. And it looks just like you look. So amplify it. Be kind, be generous, and especially be generous and kind to yourselves. So
Thank
this
you.
morning, I invite you in that place of loving kindness. We'll do our prayer affirmation, and we'll do it together. We trust in spirit. Love is the giver and receiver of all that we are. We offer these gifts. They are an outer expression of our inner abundance and compassion. Our gifts bless many and return to us multiplied in miraculous ways, so that we may give again. And so it is.
Thank you.
Think I can do the announcements from memory? No. Maybe. We don't have to. Prayers are answered. Hello, everybody. I'm Reverend Jennifer. I'm the Assistant Minister and Operations Manager here at VCSL, and we have a few closing announcements. We have, other than the Are You a Light Leader class that's coming up that Susan talked about already, we have a 1-hour workshop, Self-Hypnosis for Success. That's going to be on March 23rd from 1 to 2. So that's a Sunday, and it'll be held after service. That's facilitated by Shelley Ealer, and the price is $50. We also have a class coming up starting in March. March 20th is the first day. It's a 4-week class called Living in the Now, a 4-week class on Thursday nights. And it's going to be facilitated by Bill and Susan Seal, based on the book The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, or Tolle, depending on who you are. And don't miss this growth opportunity. It's priceless pricing. The book is also available in our bookstore if you'd like a chance to get a peek at the book if you aren't familiar with it before you sign up for the class. The next thing that's coming up in March is we're going to have host signups in March for our Gourmets for God fundraiser. So, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a little commercial. So, everybody that has ever been to a Gourmets for God party, raise your hand. Look at that. So, if you don't know what Gourmets for God is, find one of those people. Everybody that's hosted a Gourmets for God party, raise your hand. Up there on the balcony, yeah, they had a party. So, if you are afraid of hosting a party, talk to one of those people. But it's our biggest fundraiser that we have every year, and I like to call it a fundraiser. It's a great way to meet people in the community, to share not only food but share things that you like to do, hobbies or events. So to this year, you're going to speak to Kathy, who's standing over there, or Jen Luce. She's back there in the back. I think Jen's going to be at the concierge desk, and Kathy is in the bookstore. So if you have any specific questions, you can talk to one of them, or talk to me, or any of those people that raise their hands. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and the first step with every year for Gourmets for God is getting the hosts to plan the parties. So that's what we're doing. All right, so today we have our normal after-service options, which are, coffee and snacks in the back. And then we also have our annual meeting, which is going to be in the sanctuary. So, go get your snacks and your coffee, and then come back and sign in if you're a voting member. Get your booklet, get your agenda, and listen to all of the great things that we did in 2024 and all the great things we have planned for 2025. And other than that, if you would like prayer with a practitioner, which is also a spiritual practice, the spiritual practice that Susan is talking about, we'll have practitioners down here in the front of the sanctuary that will help you anchor in any of the concepts or anything that is coming up in your life after service. So with that, we're going to close out with our closing affirmation. So if everybody will, if you can put your hand, I like putting my hands on my heart. Let's just take a deep breath in, let that all settle, and all together. Remembering my abundance, I decide to be love, share love, serve love. Thank you for my life, and so it is. And so it is. Thank you, everybody.